I first saw you guys in 1998. I think you opened up for Limp Bizkit over at the House of Blues.
Ladies Night in Cambodia, I remember that.
I was at that show. Them and Clutch. Clutch was opening up for you guys.
Every night I thought it was a great idea. I think like the first 200 or 300 women got in free. What a great
That's right. I forgot about that whole thing. That they did get it for free. Man, you remember a lot more than I do.
Well, to me those things, I was there and I had to do it every night with them. So those type of things are something that you remember for sure. And what an incredible time for us to be artists and to be touring. And also, I think about it like, wow, Limp Bizkit, they were big back then. That production they had on that lady, like the Jeeps and stuff, and all the Vietnam look was very, very cool. And I thought it was before its time for even a young man back then. It was cool.
Exactly. Well, actually, that wasn't even part of my interview yet, so, that's always cool to talk to you about that. All right, how does it feel to be Grammy nominated, and what was your reaction when you were told?
All right, after 20 years of being a band, I still am standing beside myself. My reaction was, I can't believe it. My wife started crying. I got a little teary-eyed because for me, I know a lot of people say, oh man, that's whatever. But for me, as an artist and growing up in the house that I grew up in, the Grammys was like, you're glued to the television each year. Because those are the people that you listen to on the radio that you're inspired to be like. For me as an artist, so I think it's one of the coolest things ever to finally be amongst that type of I don't know, that your peers at that level. I think it's cool, and I can understand where other people can say, whatever. That's your opinion, man. I take it with pride, and I have no problem having a Grammy or a nomination. And at the end of the day, if we don't win the whole trophy, the Grammy, the nomination is something that they can never take from us.
That is exactly right.
And so I feel very blessed, man, and I'm excited. And this even the whole time up to it, not even knowing if you're going to win it or not, it's still been exciting. Just the excitement from other people. I walked past the swimming pool the other day at my gym. When I go to the sauna, you have to kind of walk to the pool, and every morning there's a class of about 60 people in this Olympic pool. They're all older people, women, men, and I'm kind of offended. Every once in a while, a couple of them will come hit the sauna after their class. And one lady always wants to talk about, what's going on with the band. And very interesting lady, tours the world, and I hadn't talked to her in 2 months, and I was leaving the sauna, and I walked past to get to the men's locker room, and I heard her say, Lajon. And I turned around, and yes, ma'am, and I see like 60 heads kind of bopping up and down the pool, and they're going about their exercise and music playing, and she yelled, congratulations. And I thought it was about the baby, and I was like, thank you. And she's like, on the Grammy. And then she yelled, turned around, and looked at everybody in the pool and said, he's been nominated, the band is nominated for a Grammy. And that whole pool of old people started screaming.
Yeah, no doubt.
And man, it was the coolest thing. And I wouldn't believe it if it hadn't happened to me.
Exactly.
But you know what I mean? That was really cool to see the respect. And, half those people probably would have never said hello to me and not even known what I'd done.
Exactly.
Unless they heard Grammy. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's due to the fact that it's close enough to Grandpa and Grandma or what.
That's awesome.
But it's not all jokes aside, man. What a crazy cool thing to have happen to you. And things like that have been kind of happening ever since then. So I think it's something for everyone that's been nominated to be very proud of and not to take, lightly. I mean, I'm saying it's the end all, the be all, but hey, guess what? I think at the end of the day, if it's something that you're not proud of, then I feel like if you kind of dog it, and you really deep in your heart, you know that you really don't deserve it.
Gotcha, that's true. All right, next one. Do you think the Grammys are actually in tune with the hard rock genre as a whole?
I don't know about that, but I can say this. Thanks to them inviting Sevendust, I feel a little bit better about it now than I did before.
Yeah, because they've screwed up royally in the past, so that's why I'm asking that question.
So, and I get that, and I understand it. I've been one of those guys that's like, yeah, man, that's weird, and it's weird. And guess what? I guess life is weird, and anything that you get involved with is weird, but I feel like with them giving us a Grammy nomination, it definitely opens the door and gives us an avenue to bring other bands like us down it that
exactly. So your new album actually came out in October and actually has been doing like really good. Any thoughts on how this album is different from the previous albums?
Yeah, I think the reason we just kind of went in, we were able to take off and be family, get to our families and be husbands to our wives. And, you know, we did an acoustic tour and an acoustic album. So when we went back in for Kill the Flaw, we were ready to be Sevendust, the band that we are. We didn't go in with any written music. We kind of just wanted to set up and jam. And that's what came out, man. That's a live version of the way we get down. And I just think the angst and the energy is caught in this album of us kind of not being plugged in for so long was caught in this album. I don't think we did anything different other than we were really rested. We took a break, and I think also what helps is that we've grown and we've matured, and not only as men but as writers and as musicians. And I think it kind of goes into this album. And for us also not to be afraid to do the music that we want and not have some douchebag belief in what we sound like. So that's where we're at.
Well, that's good. And actually, that jumps into my next question. Do you think it's hard to evolve as a group, even though you've been in the metal scene for so long?
I don't know. I feel like if you can't come to the plate with stuff, then yeah, it's gonna be hard for you. But I feel like if you're just true to yourself and you have conviction, and the music's gonna come. And if you do have conviction, and when I say that, I mean feeling, and people get that. People want to gravitate just towards stuff that they feel is real. And we don't write about anything that's not happening to us, that's happening to everybody in this United States of the world.
Yeah, exactly.
You know. So I just think that we keep it real, man, and we kept it real. And I've never went down the road of I'm a rock star, because I feel like if you have to call yourself that, then you're not, because everyone should know you that at the end of the day if you are. You know what I mean?
Yep. So you're a very humble man when it comes to your notoriety.
Oh man, I can't be. You know what, brother? I've learned. I think it's something I stand by. I say the same people you see going up, you definitely see coming back down.
Correct.
So I don't want to burn any bridges. And by the end of the day, man, I don't have no time to be angry and hate. I think it takes more. It takes more time to hate, and it drains you more. I mean, if I'm gonna bitch about something, I find myself being drained, so I try not to as much, even though I do.
Gotcha.
I try to find the good in things, man. You know, being alive in this crazy world right now, man.
No doubt.
Just being safe, I have more to worry about than to worry about little small crazy things like I'm going to be mad about being nominated for a Grammy like some people. It's so crazy to me.
Yeah.
What are you mad about it for?
Yeah, it's a big step actually. So
Yeah,
next I got out. Does commercial success matter to you?
Commercial success matter to me. Now when you say it like does commercial success matter to me? Well, let's see. Commercial success. I want to be on the radio.
Well, I was going to say.
I want to be on the radio, and if that's commercial, then yes, it does make a difference. Because who wants to put an album out, which happens every year, and then it not have a radio single on it where people can hear? Now you have a loyal amount of people that are going to buy the album because they love the band and the fact that you're not on radio. But I would lie to say that no way. You know, maybe when I was younger and I was 19 years old and I was like, yeah, man, guess what? Bust the man, and the machine, all that stuff. Yeah, back then. But guess what? I put every one of my songs on the radio. Guess what? Put every one of my songs on the radio. Let me do a Pepsi commercial. I will do a Natty Light commercial and drink the beer and sing a damn Sevendust song. Yeah.
I was gonna say because Metallica and Pantera have been all over car commercials lately. So.
Yeah, man. And at the end of the day, and it's so funny because all those heavy metal fans that don't think that you should go out of the world but metal. Guess what? People that normally you think guess what? They're laughing all the way to the banks in their big mansions and their fancy cars.
Exactly right.
For me, it's not about the money thing. I just like the fact that my music's not being pigeonholed. It's around the world. That's what's good. It's like, hey, put it on the radio because that dude that would have never listened to Sevendust is now going to hear it, and he's going to give it to his other friends, and think about like the Apple Watch, to not get too far away from the story, but for instance, the young lady that had the big Apple Watch and we had to sign the disclosure, we didn't know what was going on. We knew Sevendust had a part of this, and all of a sudden, when it happened, my wife is trying to film it from our computer with the damn phone because it's not on regular TV. And she's like, I don't know, but this girl looks like she's something cool. And she walks up in her leather jacket and says, you guys may not know, but, she's launching, showing the Apple TV. She says, I'm a closet metalhead, and one of my favorite metal bands is Sevendust. And the song, Thank You, and our CD case comes at this Grammy launch, at the Apple Watch with thousands and thousands of people in this arena. And it opened the door to people that would normally never even admit that they like metal. Mm-hmm. And that was something that was so cool that day my Twitter and all my accounts, people started following me, and business dudes around the world said, man, thanks to her, I'm able to say it. And I'm like, wait a minute. This beautiful young lady just let all you guys out the closet about liking metal. So the commercial side of it, I think, is something that everyone is going to have to come around to, because just like the social media side, as bad as we tried to bang it down, and I still call stuff a Atari, I had to step onto a new page and get with it,
Yeah, I hear you.
So I think it's nothing wrong with having. It doesn't mean that you sell out. It just means your music is selling good.
Yeah, exactly. You're noticed by everybody now, so that's always a good thing.
Guess what? Definitely, I want to sell out. Yeah, I definitely want to sell out this arena. Come on down.
All right, so I'm going to jump to the festival time in May. What is it like to be asked to play the Loudest Month festivals?
Say again, I'm sorry. Which festival is it?
What is it like to be asked to play like all the Loudest Month festivals? I mean, you have the Rocklahoma, you have Carolina Rebellion, you have all those coming up.
Man, it's great. It's great for us. And the way I look at it, I love it because you think about, like, a lot of those festivals, you don't get to play every year, which I understand that because you have so many bands out there, you want not to have the same thing for your festival. So it's great for us. We haven't played Rocklahoma in a few years. Rockfest, which is here in Kansas where I live. I mean, all these things, the Danny Limerick festivals are incredible, and it's going to be really cool for us to be on this headline tour with Trivium and Like a Storm. 13 headline shows, and then the rest of our shows are all these festivals. So, man, that's a good run to be able to, do, I guess, theaters for 4 nights, and then guess what? Saturday you got to play in front of 30,000. I mean, it's fun and it's exciting, and I like it.
That's great. What are your thoughts on how large the actual festivals are getting?
I think it's good. I think, it goes to show that this music that people try to sweep under the carpet a lot of times ain't going nowhere, when in Kansas City you have the biggest, largest amount of people in the United States show up for the Rock Fest, a one-day festival. I mean, there's things that you can't, you can't hide. I think that one day, hopefully there'll be some type of reality show that shows what we do and how we get down, and so people can, make one of us rockers a Kardashian as far as that goes.
Well, make it happen, Lajon. Come on. Make it happen. You can do it. Have them follow you. It's not hard.
You know what I mean? At least give somebody that clout that's out there doing something from the ground up. Let's follow those guys, man.
Well, I actually do film. I actually do film as a director, and I would actually love to follow you guys around for like a show and just see how you guys do it.
Well, let's talk to Kev about that.
Let's do it for sure.
That will be great TV. It will be. You know what? Now, and I know a lot of people like watching disasters. Now, think about it. On a bus with a band, you're going to find some disaster episodes.
Sure you will. Sure you will. Something's got to go on backstage. I know it happens all the time. I see it.
Absolutely. All hell get broke loose somewhere.
What are some of the bands you're looking forward to see at some of these festivals for Loudest Month?
Oh man, just San Antonio, because those guys are brothers, and we love them. I mean, there's so many, but you think about everyone that we've played with or all these bands, and so for me to get out there on these shows, I look forward to jamming with everybody, because a lot of times you don't get to play with these bands because you're on different tours. So when you get a cross paths like this and jam your 30, 45 minutes or whatever your time slot might be, and to be see the bands that normally you wouldn't be able to see because you guys are working. It's a good time, man. To me, it's like a summer camp thing almost, you know, where it's just a good backstage vibe. But half the time I'm not backstage, I'm out in the crowd trying to hang out and meet people. Because if I wasn't in the band, I would still want to be with these beautiful people that are here to support music. Because that's what I'm all about, supporting music.
That's great. Who is one of your most favorite tours that you've actually done? Like what band was one of your favorites?
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It ain't nothing like touring with Ozzy Osbourne. Okay, now maybe that be because he's Ozzy and everything is flush. But you know, Ozzy, of course, man. Just everybody that we Stain back in the day was an incredible band to tour with. Creed back in the day was great. I'm going back, you know.
Yeah, you are.
I'm just from when we started, but up until that, you know, Tool was someone that owned the odd stuff I love touring with. Just so many, nothing more that band we had out for a little while. I love those bands as far as the new band that's coming out. Just so many, man. Like I said, I'm a supporter of music and I love it all.
That's awesome. All right, I'm gonna jump a little bit more personal. How has life changed with the arrival? And I'm thinking you have 2 kids now, right?
I have 3 kids.
You have 3. Okay. How has life changed with the arrival of your 3rd child? And does it make it harder to leave home for the tour?
Well, does it make it harder to leave home because first time in my life, in our life, Sevendust, we have the right organization behind us that I feel like not only do they care about each member of the band as a human being, but they care about the mothers, the kids, the dogs, the fish at the house. You know what I mean? You gotta have someone that cares about everything, and I think that's what happened because before we would tour and go home and not have anything but a damn T-shirt and a Chico stick from the band that opened up for it, and wonder where all this money would go to. And then you kind of get smart. So if there's any advice that I could give to people out there, be a businessman or a businesswoman in the music business, but stay true to your art. It took us a long time because once you get the record deal, you think you've made it. Oh my God, if we only knew that was even before the beginning, because all those dinners and they were whining and dining and we're taking you to dinner. At the end of the day, we found out we were paying for it. Shit, I should have ordered some more. But you know, and until we took our destiny in our own hands by starting Seven Brothers record label and then partnering up with someone, we were able to see exactly what's happening to us in the industry, and then getting our new manager George and Kevin and Mel on our team and everyone that's behind us. We have an organization of we can see the right way to tour and the right way to balance lives, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
And to make everyone happy, and that's what we were trying to do at the end of the day. And that's what we're doing. I think important that it's happened because, man, 20 years of being a band is a hard task to do. Even when you have all these sheer obstacles that have been put in front of our ways, not only understand, thank the Lord for us to be able to kind of climb around them or over top of them some damn type of way. We were able to do it. And I think the song Thank You and this Grammy nomination is a testimony to the hard work that we've done, and we've never given up at all.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for that. I got 3 more for you.
Yes, sir.
Outside of music, what other things are you passionate about?
My family. My man-teeping.
Well, elaborate about that part. I mean, come on.
Well, I'm a man-teacher, man. I like to go out and do, man. I call man-teaching just all kind of crazy. Like right now, for instance, I'm at my wife's grandparents' house, great-grandparents' house, Joanne and Grandma Cole. And anytime that I come here, it's like being at American Pickers because Joanne is, Joanne's 93 years old and still cooler than anybody that I know, man. And that type of energy you learn from people that were here before any of this other crazy stuff that we have. And if they did well and they did good, then I look at things like we really don't need that. I look at things like Joanne and Grandma have, and they don't need it. They're just fine. And they, you know what I mean? 90 years old, kicking it, doing well.
Wow. All right. What was the scariest moment you've ever experienced on stage, and how did you react to it?
Oh, wow. The scariest moment on stage?
That's either happened to you or to the band.
Scariest going on stage. Well, okay, you know, I can tell you some scary stuff. You know, imagine being on download overseas in Europe and never playing in front of, I don't know, they say 100, I don't know how many people, but being on stage and finally finishing and then being a little nervous, but then the band, The Prodigy, going on stage, and I was like on the side of the stage, and they were from over there, and I saw 100,000 people, and I was looking, and I looked at the port security and said, so what are they even there for? Because if anyone wants to come up here, they're going to.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, 100,000 people, you can't stop them all.
Yeah, there you go, exactly. So sometimes that gets crazy. That's not scared, but I might be nervous for what could happen, you know, if everyone wanted to, you know, hey, guess what? We're going back there. They might stop 100 of us, but they ain't going to stop the rest of the 20,000.
Gotcha. So nothing actually has happened to you guys on stage where it freaked you out?
No, nothing like that. What we had years ago, where all the equipment started going down, and that was scary because I ended up being on stage with, let's see, Clint was behind his rig, Benny was behind his rig, and John, as I'm looking at him, telling him he better not leave the stage, he was walking backwards, and then I heard this big loud ding 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 ding, and I look over and John's feet are up in the air because he just fallen over the monitors as he was trying to get off the stage.
Yeah, it doesn't help. All right.
So I guess I was scared on stage that day.
Gotcha. I got a goofy one here. Do you think Keith Richards will live another 5 years?
Do I think Keith Richards will live another 5 years? How old is Keith Richards?
I have no clue. But the way people have been dropping lately, it's, you know, he's the mother of them all, I guess, the father of them all.
I think he'll definitely live another 5 years. I look at him like he's a pickled person. And I think at a certain point in time, you get to a certain level of just you're able to sustain. You're going to be able to sustain for a long time. And I think that's where he's at.
Yeah, no doubt. And there's a funny meme.
He's still rocking it. Shoot, he's still rocking it hard than anybody else. And you know what? I would hate to say anything different to him in his face because I'm sure he would throw a shot of whiskey on you and put a cigarette out.
And burn it out. Burn your eyes just with the whiskey alone.
First, he would finish smoking a cigarette until the last drag, and then he probably put it out on you.
Yeah, there you go. Man,
you can tell him at the grandparents' house that the clock is done. 1 o'clock. That's awesome, man. The grandfather clock.
There you go. See, I have one in my own house too, so that's pretty sweet.
There you go.
So I want to thank you. Actually, I'm done with the interview, so thank you so much for your time. Obviously, when you guys come to Chicago in May, I'm gonna be there. So.
Well, hey, make sure we say hello in Chicago, man.
For sure.